welcome back. I'm Morgan Malnicki, Director of Social Media and Marketing at Sentinel Media Company. And in honor of Women's History Month, I am bringing on women business owners or women that are just leaders in our community to kind of highlight the month. So today I have Heather Sweet and Dr. Kim Strong. Thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Excited.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we are going to dive right in. And my first question with all of my guests has been, what is your coffee order? Because that's how I start the day. So what do you guys start with your morning with? Coffee, tea, energy drink?
I am not a big coffee drinker. If I really need something, I will get a latte with almond milk. But I'm a big green tea person.
Really? Iced or hot?
For coffee or tea?
For your tea?
Hot.
Okay.
I love hot tea. And I do love an espresso martini, if that counts.
To start your day.
No, not to start my day, but
I mean,
but if I'm going to drink coffee, that's going to be it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just a black coffee. Very boring.
Just black hot?
Just black hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Simple.
I am
and to the
I feel
point.
like I'm bougie then, and I don't even,
What
it's
is
not even that
yours?
much. Just vanilla sweetener and a little bit of cream with iced coffee.
Always iced?
Oh yeah, always ice. Even if it's negative
Oh, wow.
3 hours. Yeah.
Oh, always hot.
Yeah,
No
I
matter
like
what.
hot.
Oh my god. Nope, couldn't
Yeah.
be me. So let's dive right in. Heather, you're COO at Braden Packaging Supply. Tell me a little bit about what you do, what Braden does for our community.
Yeah, so we are a family-owned business. My dad started it, I never know how many years ago, maybe 25 years ago or so. And we sell shipping supplies to local manufacturers and business owners, mostly locally, but we do a little national business. But some of our main products that we sell are stretch wrap, bubble wrap, boxes, tape, so much tape. And we sell those in bulk. So we're not just selling one roll of tape or one box. We are selling pallets, definitely case quantities, a lot of times pallet quantities.
Oh, awesome. Okay. And you spent a couple years in New York City. What made you want to come back to the area and take over the family business?
So yeah, I have an economics degree, and I had interned. My mom owns Strategic Financial Services locally. I had interned with her when I was in college, and then always thought I wanted to join the finance world. So I did that after college. I was in finance in Manhattan for 2 years. And I learned quickly it wasn't really what I wanted to do. My quality of life was very poor. My boss's quality of life was poor, his boss. So there wasn't really a light at the end of the tunnel there. And I had been talking to my dad, and he was kind of thinking of taking a step back from the business and possibly even selling. And I said, well, crazy idea. What would you think about me coming and helping?
Yeah.
And he was like, did you mean to call your mom? And I was like, no, I know I'm talking to you. And he was like, if you're serious about this, let's start talking about it. And it really actually got him back more involved when I joined.
I was going to say, I feel like he's still very involved.
Yeah, he is now. And I think me joining really got a fire under him to, okay, let's do this. Let's keep growing, which we have since I've started. So yeah, it's the best decision I've made. It was a big decision, but I'm glad I did it.
What was the biggest adjustment going from that finance corporate lifestyle to coming home to a family owned?
A lot. I mean, CIBC, which was the bank I worked for, it's Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, has 50,000 employees. We have 6. So I think one of the biggest things, and this is something my dad kind of installed in me when I joined, is that this company's money is your money. If you're going out to dinner and put on a company card, this is your money. If the
That's
business
a good way to look at it,
if the business does good, that directly impacts you. If it does bad, that also directly impacts you. So that was a total mind shift. Coming from a huge bank, that honestly, what I was doing it just didn't matter as much, I am directly impacting my salary. I am directly impacting my customers. So that was definitely the biggest change.
As COO, how have you helped modernize Braden since you've been there?
So when I joined, it was my dad and some gentlemen who've already retired So honestly, I have modernized it even as little as saying like bringing spreadsheets into the business.
We started from the bottom.
I mean, we started from the bottom. These guys did not. I remember I had an employee. He said, a customer asked me to send him a spreadsheet. Do you know what that is?
Oh my
I was
goodness.
like, I do know what that is. Let me help you.
My dad texted me and asked me how to forward an email today, so I get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been asked like how to add attachments to emails. I mean, but I have really implemented spreadsheets. I am a spreadsheet guru. I love them. I've helped revamp our website. It could definitely use some more work. Maybe you can help me with that.
You're actually in the right place.
So yeah, that's mostly what I've done.
What does your typical day look like?
Every day is honestly different. If I go in and I have maybe a couple customer meetings set, but a lot of times I get random calls. We'll get walk-ins. There'll be a fire that we need to put out.
People just walk in and say, I need pack.
Yep. People can walk in. We prefer they call. But yeah, they do sometimes walk in. And then, I really wear all hats. So if someone calls and says, can I talk to accounting? Yes, that's me. Can I talk to HR? Yes, that's me. Can I talk to accounts receivable? Yes, that's me. So I really kind of have to wear whatever hat is thrown at me that day.
Awesome. And it's very dog friendly. We know that is.
Yes, and both of my dogs come to work with me every day.
Where do you see Braden in like 5 to 10 years?
So that's tough. My dad has expressed interest in retiring in the next 2 years. So I am looking forward to taking over. And in that, I think I'm going to have to find a new me, which will be interesting.
Good luck.
Thank you. And then we are almost at capacity. We have one big box truck and a Sprinter van. I think that we're going to be soon looking at getting another truck and possibly more warehouse space. So that will probably be our next expansion. An investment that we really make will be those two things.
Awesome. Lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Let's go for the doc.
Yeah, go to the doc.
Kim, you've spent so much time. You spent time at Outpatient. You spent time at Utica College. What made you want to go off on your own and start Strong PT?
It's a loaded question. So I was outpatient PT practice for a whole lot of years. And I loved it. I did. And then the pandemic hit. And as you know, everything completely changed during COVID. I spent some time home with my daughter, which was really eye-opening and life-changing for the best. I was like, I don't want to work till 7 o'clock in an outpatient office where, patients have to come in after work. And I was like, she's so young. I just don't want to do this anymore. So my husband is the one who was like, just do it. Like, open a business. And I'm like, I don't want to. I never wanted to be a business person. I'm not the greatest boss, and that I had to fire somebody once and I cried and it was just awful. So I never really saw myself in that role. But he's like, you can make your own hours. You're so good at what you do. You won't be kind of strangled by the corporate structure of like, see as many patients as you can. Yeah. Like, you can be free. So I said, okay. And he financially kept us afloat for a while, which was pretty awesome. He's like my hero for that. Because you don't get paid from insurance for 6 months-ish and after you're seeing the patient.
6 months?
Sometimes, yeah.
Holy
so
crap.
Cash flows can be really, depending on your volume and just starting up, I wasn't seeing a ton of patients all at once.
Yeah.
So there was a period of time where I wasn't bringing home any money. So that was tough, but he, like I said, stepped up and kept us afloat, and I have not looked back since. It's been the best thing that's happened to me professionally and personally in our family. I can be home with my daughter more, which is like my top priority.
Yeah,
So
the flexible schedule
it's huge, you know.
I don't think I could ever go back to a full 9 to 5. I mean,
know.
flexibility is everything. What has been different since the very start to what you have now?
So in the beginning, I felt like I had to really hustle to get as many patients as I could, right? So one thing I think done a nice job of carving out for myself is a niche area. So I would consider myself locally kind of the expert in pre and post-op hip and knee replacements. That's what I'm good at. I've had some research published on it. I've spoke at the national level on rehabbing these folks. So that's my specialty area, and I know that it is. Whereas when I started off, I was like, you have neck pain, come to my clinic. You have shoulder pain, come to my clinic. I'll take everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm not the best therapist for these people all the time. So I can give them really great care while knowing there's a lot of PTs in the area and there's enough business to go around. So I felt like I was super competitive at first with a lot of other therapists, but now I know like there's plenty of business, so I don't have to try to get as many patients as I can, you know?
Yeah, which is nice because you can also be picky.
Yeah.
Exactly, you know?
You co-authored a research project. Can
I
we
did.
talk about that?
Yeah, so it was wild. It was before the pandemic started. Local surgeon asked me to help him. He needed a PT to help him gather some data. So we looked at pre and post-op patients undergoing total hip replacement, looking at opioid usage and things like gait speed, balance. So I would collect a lot of the data, call patients and ask what your pain level is, how many narcotic pain pills have you taken over the course of a 6-week period. And it was really interesting. We found that he's got the lowest opioid usage in the nation, which was really cool, but it was so neat to be a part of something so huge. And then putting it to different journals, hoping it was going to get published. And then when it finally did was just such a huge sense of accomplishment.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. Yeah, it was awesome. Very cool.
Now you are a mom, wife, and school board member?
School board member as well. Yeah.
How do you balance?
Some days are better than others. It's a lot. So mom is top priority, right? So my daughter's
course.
going to be 11 next month, and she's just it. You
She's
know,
the best.
She is the best. She is the light of my life. So everything I do is for her and to benefit her, I guess. So she's top priority. But at the same time, I know that showing her what a person who works and somebody who hustles and having all these roles, that's important for her to see that you can really do anything. It's corny as it sounds,
No, it's
but
so true.
it is so true. And you don't have to limit yourself to just one lane, and it's okay to try something and fail. I didn't know what I was getting into when I ran for school board because I'm not an educator, right? So that was a big challenge, but I'm so thankful that I did it. And I think that we're making a difference there too, which again affects her, which is great. So
I mean, and going off of that, what legacy do you hope to build both as a mother and as a business owner and being on the school board?
yeah, so I think it's so important to know that you can do anything, but not to limit yourself to just, okay, this is my job, you know, like this is what I do for a living, so this is all that I do. No, you can be a mom, you can have friends, you can work out. There's so many different parts of our lives that make us who we are. And I think honing in on each of those and showing, for me, my daughter, that you don't have to just be what the world tells you should be. Like, you can do it all if you want to. And again, I know it sounds so corny, but why would we ever limit ourselves? It's so silly.
Listen, I'm right there with you. I think you said it perfectly. What advice would you give someone that wants to start their own practice? Whether it's MPT or
like
I guess
just
another.
do it, right? So everything that you're afraid of is kind of fixable, or you'll get over it. You'll figure it out. Problems are meant to be solved, right? Mm-hmm. So you can't learn without failure. Some things you're not going to do well, but you will never know until you try.
Would you say the PT industry is more male dominated?
Yeah, I think that the medical, like physicians, there's definitely more male physicians, and at least what I do, there's more male orthopedic surgeons. Yeah, I mean, there's a fair amount. There's a lot of female PTs locally too. There's just a lot of therapists locally, you know. So there are a lot of us. But like I said, if you carve out like your niche area and the thing that you're good at, there's plenty of business to go around. So we really don't need to be competing with one another. We can work together for the better of the patient, which should be the goal.
And I guess I should have started this, and I should have asked this in the beginning, but what led you to wanting to be in PT from the beginning?
Oh, it's such a funny story.
I don't think I know this one.
So I knew I wanted to do something medical. So I got a job at St. Luke's at the time, being what was called a unit service aide. So I was probably in 10th or 11th grade, and these unit service aides were the people that would change like the little paper garbage bags on the table trays or help with bedding changes, whatever. And there was this boy who was also a unit service aide, and I thought he was so handsome. So
Of course.
I know. So I was, what are you doing? Where are you going to college? And he was going to PT school. So I was like, oh, I want to be a PT.
Now I do.
And now, yeah. And then so he would go down and like shadow the PT department. I'm like, oh, do you mind if I tag along since I'm going to go to PT school someday? And nothing really ever came of that, but seeing the PT department, I was like, I think this is actually what I want to do, So nothing ever came of my relationship with that boy, but I guess that's the reason why. That's why I started to look into PT. And I was like, this is pretty cool. Like, I think I could do this and help patients get back to function. Like, we would see people who couldn't walk and then they could walk, or people whose goal was I just want to run around with my kids, and they went from not being able to do that to being able to do that. So, and I've always been fairly physical with sports and whatever. So it was just a nice way to still have that medical lane without having to deal with bodily fluids, which I didn't want to do.
Now you deal with displaced knees.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I like either.
I don't know if I can do either of those.
Okay, I'll come back over to you, Heather. With it being Women's History Month, is there someone that you look up to, a woman that you look up to, or that's inspired you or helped you pave the path that you've been on?
Yeah, I would say definitely my mom. I have always seen her be an entrepreneur. She's had her own business my whole life. As I mentioned, she owns Strategic Financial Services. She started that. She joined her partner in that, and that is definitely a male-dominated field. So I know, seeing her go through that my whole life, and also seeing her always show up to my sporting events, always go on vacations, always go skiing with me on the weekends. I mean, seeing her do that, and I have an older brother too, and she was such a huge part of my life. It's not like she just threw me with a babysitter all the time,
right?
But she was able to do that and build this career for herself. And she was also extremely involved in the community. So yeah, definitely my mom. I mean, I call her with every advice I need, any question I have, and she usually has been through something like it. I mean, she has seen a lot. So,
what's a piece of, I guess, leadership advice that she's taught you?
I think she's helped me a lot. This is actually something I learned at the bank. We did this women's conference, is that women, and obviously this is a fact, are a lot more emotional than men. And there's this study that says, like, if a woman has a bad day, they tell X amount of people, where men tell none, and I think she's kind of helped me with my emotions a little bit, where I can put it aside and move on and focus on the job that needs to be done rather than someone giving me a bad tone. And I think she's really good at that, and I think she's helped me be really good at that. I remember when I was at the bank, my boss was screamed at me one night, and I called her from the bathroom crying. And I said, "Mom, why didn't you yell at me more when I was younger? Like, I'm not used to being yelled at like this." And she always has been able to really calm me down and talk me out of those emotional situations.
You are super involved in the community in general, but obviously with Utica Zoo and Rotary, what drives your passion to give back?
I think, as I said, my mom and also my dad were very involved my whole life growing up. Both of them were on many boards, and they still are on many boards. So I think that was just kind of natural to me. That was what you did. And my dad was actually on the zoo board. My grandma was on the zoo board.
Your dad was on the zoo board?
Yeah, and so was my grandma.
This is like third generation.
I know, it really is.
I had no idea.
Yeah, yep. So, when I would...
You own the zoo, actually.
Yeah. My fiance's niece and nephew think that I own the zoo.
I think you own the zoo as well.
I think most people think that you live there. It is a second address.
They'll walk around to the keepers and be like, "Do you know Heather? Do you know Heather?" Like, what?
She owns this place.
Yeah. But I think seeing them, and when I was in New York City, I actually did try to get involved, and it's hard. There's so many people that want to volunteer. Even like going to a soup kitchen, you have to sign up for a month in advance. So when I moved back, I moved back to the area during COVID, and that was kind of the first thing that I really wanted to do, was get involved in the community.
That's awesome. And Doctor, I don't know if I asked you if there's someone that has helped you, like, was there a mentor that you looked up to, or is there someone that inspired you?
There's so many.
Or helped you pave your path that you've been on?
It's, again, corny, but my sisters are just my
Do you have
whole
two?
wide world. I have 3. Wow. Yeah, and
Three,
we're all girls.
4 girls?
4 girls.
Love that.
And they're just like my everything. So they've been there through the ups and downs of like my schooling and early on in the career. And when I opened my business, they sent me flowers and just they've been there every step of the way. They're like second moms to my daughter. So when things do get tough, like they're right there to scoop her up too.
Yeah.
So they are my inspiration. They're my motivation. I just love them to pieces. I can't say enough about my sisters. They are the best.
That's adorable. And honestly, I agree because, I mean, as much as I fight with my sisters, we literally just talked about this the other day, like joking. We were at an event together, and there was this kid being like not very well behaved, and I was like, you know that I would yell at your kid. Like I will mom your kid.
Yes.
But and they're like, yeah, that's great. Okay, perfect.
You even do it to my dogs.
Yes, I do. Let's go.
Forrest, no.
Let's go. Bori, come on.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep moving.
Keep moving.
Keep
No
moving.
sniffing. Don't bark. That dog does not want to be your friend.
We do not need to stop and look at that.
Let's go. Okay, so I want to do a little bit of a lightning round. I've done this with, I don't think I told you guys this, but I've been doing this with all of my guests, and it's kind of just fun. One or short answers. Don't think too much into it.
Okay.
But actually, this started with Mel Bradley because we talked about what she keeps her heat at, and it's. Oh, yeah.
I saw this, and I am with Mel Bradley.
What does she keep her heat at?
58.
I would die.
Okay, I would die too.
I would die.
I told her I will take in Evie and Anderson. They can come live with me.
Poor cold babies.
It's not that cold.
58. I keep my house at 70.
That is insane. Your
We're
heating bills
68.
must be outrageous.
Get a blanket.
Well,
I like to be warm.
I'm a
Well,
solid
so when
70.
I lived alone, I kept it at 58. Now that my fiance lives with me, we keep it at 62.
If anything, I would be
So it's still cold.
flip flops. I feel like.
But we have oil, gas.
What do
and
I have?
Probably like forced air. I don't know.
Oh, I feel like
I have
doesn't the
natural
same
gas.
neighborhood have
No,
the
I don't
same-
know. I don't think
Oh.
so. So like I have to come get my oil tank filled, and
Oh, I
that
don't
is
have to do
like
that, actually.
$600. So I am cheap in some ways, and that is one way I'm cheap. I'm like I can bundle up to not have to pay this.
Heat and handbags.
I'll keep that in mind. That when I come to your house, always wear an oversized sweatshirt.
Yes.
Thick
Bring
socks.
slippers.
Everyone always
Bring
bundles
slippers.
up. Danielle will come over and literally be like, "Where are your slippers? I need them. It's so cold in here."
That is so cold.
like, well.
Actually, I will say
I'm
I
saving
just-
money, okay?
I just bought a pair of slippers on a trip that I went on, and honestly, I was like, I need to start doing this more. Like walking around the
Yes.
hotel room wearing your own slippers. Like I feel like it's like luxury.
Yes.
Okay, so that was way
Yes.
faster than I want to answer.
Sorry.
But we'll start with what is one thing you can't live without the workday? Live without on a workday.
My dogs.
Oh.
I love having them there, and when they're not there, I feel naked.
For me, it's coffee.
I was gonna say mine. I was
it's
like no brainer coffee. And I should have thought dogs. But I
My
don't have one,
dogs.
so I do. I have Grady. I'm a second mom.
Yes, you're Grady's second mom.
Your favorite spot, local spot to unwind?
Ooh, like for dinner or drinks, anywhere?
Could be either. Yeah.
My favorite, I'd love to go to Giorgio's. I would say that. I love the vibe in there. I love the food. I love the drinks.
So for me, it's the gym.
Yeah?
That's without the gym, I'm like,
You know, that's a really good one.
yeah. Like if I don't
I don't know why
work
I
out,
went right to food, but
I would have went right to food too.
yeah, I went right to food.
yeah, no,
But
that's
no,
like my normalcy
The gym
in
is
the
a really
day.
good
is
one.
I get anxious if I can't make it to the gym. Like I just
me
that's
too.
I need to get there.
Yep.
Are you a 3:30, 4:30, or 5:30?
3:30
She
Yeah.
does 3:30. I do
3:30.
4:30.
I'm like, I know.
Yes,
each-
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which slot they go to.
Yep.
What's one word that your family would use to describe you?
Oh, that's interesting. Probably type A for me. Like it's not one word, but they would say like or organized. Like I'm the planner. I'm the one who, if it's somebody's birthday, I make sure they have a gift and we have dinner plans.
You're
like,
my Haley.
Yeah,
You're my sister Haley.
I'm always the one who's like, let's make the plans.
I
Let's do
think-
this.
Mine would say outspoken, that I say everything that's on my mind. Is that the right word?
No,
Yeah.
I sure. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it? I don't
think
know.
so.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that they're like, we never have to wonder how Heather's feeling because she will tell us. She'll tell us.
Actually, that might be that they might use that for
Yeah.
mine too. Like
Yep.
Morgan's mad. Morgan's
Yeah.
upset.
Yep.
They already know.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What is your superpower as a woman in business?
Ooh. So
You want me to go first?
yeah, go ahead.
I think that I respond and work really well with other people. I think that I can pick up on emotions and vibes and, you know, really come to a conflict with people, or not fix a conflict and come to a resolution with
Yeah.
people. I think that my dad would agree with that as well. Like, I think that I can really work with people very well.
That's a good one.
I would say mine is very similar. Like in my job, I have to figure out kind of where people's pain is coming from and know all about them. People, it seems like they have a really easy time opening up to me when they might not with somebody else or another healthcare provider. So I think we joke that it's like my aura is very inviting because it seems like no matter where I go, people are always just like telling me about themselves. And it's great, but it can be a lot too. So.
Yeah.
Do people come like for long periods of time to PT, or is it normally short?
Sometimes. So for me, it's pretty short because they're having a hip or a knee replacement. So I'll see them preoperatively and then maybe a handful of times post-op. But I have a person that I'm seeing currently I've seen for over a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's a great guy.
He doesn't want to leave you.
He's an older gentleman. We're working on his balance, and his goal is to be able to travel and get through an airport. So so he wants to
That's
go
a good goal.
Yeah.
Wait, oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, so we're working on like stair climbing and standing and balance and endurance and that type of stuff. So, and that takes a while.
I mean, you could just get a wheelchair.
He doesn't want to.
Suitcase
I know,
carries.
We talked
We
about
do that at the gym.
Heather, a local business you like to support?
I mean, I think my answer for this would be the gym. I think that John has done such a great job making it such a community. When I moved back, I met most of my friends now. I met both of you. I mean, you kind of through friends of the gym. And that's how I met you as well.
Yeah.
I think,
I'm a groupie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really great place.
Yeah, I would say that's probably where most of my money goes is to the gym, which is great. And I have more like Mohawk Valley wellness gear than I do strong PT gear. But yeah, so I would probably have to agree with you there. That and we eat at One Jenny a lot. Like, so that's where they're constantly, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We were actually at our experience leadership yesterday. One of our breakout groups was around mental and physical health. And we had the owner of Fit Body Boot Camp, and she talked all about how she built a community within her gym and like obviously how supportive and just that community that she's building is so healthy in general. And you guys seem to have a similar vibe.
My other one would be Utica Cruise because that's where all my Christmas gifts
That's
came
right.
from.
Actually, you had the wrong answer. Utica Cruise should have been my first answer.
I know, sorry.
You're good. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Night owl.
Really?
Yep. If I have to wake up early, I have to go to bed early to wake up early. though.
I really want to be the person that goes to bed at 8:30. I really want to.
8:30. If you text me after like 9:30, I don't respond till 5 a.m.
How many unread text messages do you have right now?
0. I'm a notification.
No notifications?
Most of them are from me.
I'm like, don't look at me. I'm literally like 65, I think.
Yeah, I know. I'm always like, is Morgan going to respond to me or not?
Honestly, if it's to get in touch with me, I'm like, call me
Yes.
or text me again so it goes to the top. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I have so many that I need to answer. I'm like, oopsie.
That drives me nuts. Yeah, I
So
can't.
sorry. Don't look at my phone
It's
then.
okay.
Yeah.
That
I never
unread
take it
emails,
personal.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
Makes
like
me
to clear
twitch.
all the notifications on my phone too.
Dream vacation.
Oh my goodness. Dream vacation. Miami with my best friends.
We went to Miami
FOMO
recently.
from that trip.
Yeah, you should. It was
It
great.
was so much fun. I would say Thailand. I really want to go to Thailand.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
If I was going to go to Thailand, though, I'm flying first class and just going bougie.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to. That's the only way to do it. With
Because
that
I-
long of a flight. Yeah.
Yours?
I would drive across country. I would.
yeah.
I would want to do that. That's like our retirement plan for my husband and I is to get in an RV and go. And
Okay,
just
so one of
take
my
as much
questions for
time.
just you, Kim, was CrossFit or camping?
Oh, that is really, really challenging. I really oh my gosh.
Camping.
Heather's like,
Come on.
Camping because it's with my family. No,
And you're relaxed.
Yeah.
You're cursing most of
I know that's true. I'm complaining about
Yes.
being there. Probably camping. CrossFit I can do year round though. Camping
That's
is
true.
seasonal. So
That's true.
I enjoy camping, but CrossFit gets me 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So.
I
That's
enjoy
true.
4 and 5 star resorts.
I do too. I'm not a camper.
We can take our dogs though. So
yes, that
that's
helps.
another plus.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't think of that. But I don't have a dog, so
Yeah.
4 and 5 stars we're sticking with. What's 2025, your 2025 vibe in one word?
I'm gonna say no because
Oh,
I'm not doing anything that I don't want to do this year.
Wow,
I
that's
need to
really good.
give me that. Give me that.
I'm not. I've done it for too long.
I'm going to say wife because I'm getting married. And I feel like
Yeah,
that's
you
taking
are.
up a lot of my 2025 already with
Mine
celebration
too.
and yours. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for that. And we just bought a new house and just a lot of new things happening in 2025 that are all really good. So
Exciting.
I don't love the buying the new house because then you're leaving me.
I know.
But it's fine.
I won't be too far though.
I'll stop over.
Yes.
Okay, last question with it being Women's History Month. Any words of encouragement for women or girls that are growing up that maybe want to start a business or want to be in a leadership role that you would give them?
I would say, like kind of like Kim said, just do it, and that you're going to be happier doing something you love versus waking up every day and not enjoying what you do. And that it will be worth it. And to really lean on people that support you and reach out to mentors. People love to help. I've talked to a lot of successful women in our community when I've needed help in certain situations, and it helps a lot, and they really enjoy
They want to
doing it.
give.
They really want to
help you. Yeah,
So I think that's what I would say.
I agree.
I would say not everyone's gonna like you, and that's okay. Like you might not be everybody's cup of tea, and I think as women, we're taught like you always have to be friendly, you always have to be nice, you have to have all these friends, you have to do this. It's okay if not everybody likes you. That means you're doing a good job because you're being authentic, you're being who you are, and you don't have to be friends with everybody. Like you can be friendly without being friends. So I think those are two big kind of takeaways that I've learned. Is it's just okay if not everybody likes you.
That was actually very good.
That's
that was
really
a really
good.
good response.
Yeah, it's really good.
And Kim's like,
guys.
yeah. And now Kim doesn't like me anymore because she walked in. She's like, oh God, she's cutting me off. No. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. To be on my third episode. Where can someone find you if they need packaging supplies or they need PT?
BradenSupply.com. You can see all of our information there. I would recommend giving us a call, or my email is on the website too, shooting me an email.
And you do corporate and residential, or is it mainly corporate? Like
For packaging?
Yeah.
Corporate. So like we're really not selling one box or one roll of tape.
Right.
We really are selling in bulk. So
Perfect.
Strongphysicaltherapy.com. So that's where you can contact me. My email, my phone number's on there. There's a little connect with me form that you could fill out too. So
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. This was so fun. You made it so much fun.
Appreciate it. And we will chat with you next time.
thanks.
Thanks.